Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and Bailey and I are back at it again. Today we're going to take you to lovely Hemlock Crossing. This is the partner to Pine Bend. Let's let Bailey lead on and show you how to get to the cool trails at this park. As you can see, Pine Bend does have restrooms, which is really nice. They also say no bikes, and they've got cleanup bags for you so that if you forget to bring yours, you can grab one. The initial paths are paved, and all the paths are really well marked. It is not really a loop. It does go out and back. There are a couple of different options, so you can make it into a loop. Beautiful bridge and a lot of water on your trail. The path here has a bit of a Y that goes towards where they have number 1. I usually skip that and I head across the bridge to get over to the wild area. So right now at Pine Bend, the water is quite high. It is a beautiful little area. You can see also the vegetation is quite high. Earlier in the year, you could paddle through there, but it's getting pretty tricky to navigate at this point in time. Here you can see it widens out, and there is a beautiful kayak entrance where you can actually get in to this part of the park. If you watched our Pine Bend episode, this is actually where Bailey and I ended, and it's at the Hemlock Crossing entrance. We're going to go around these stairs and go this way at this point, and just take some trips around the trails and show you some of the signs you can see and how to find your way around. This is kind of a neat area. That tree is actually a tree that was taken out by a beaver, and the little beaver's hut is right down there. We're trying to keep Bailey off stairs because they say that's better for their hips. So just past those stairs is a little route that we can climb without stairs. You ready, Bailey? Let's go. Leashes are required at Hemlock Crossing. Today I'm going to let Bailey just lead us wherever she wants. I've done these paths quite a bit, and there are so many signs to help you figure out where you want to go. They're all clearly marked. You can see how you can turn that into a ton of different loops, whichever way you want, so that you can get back to the actual crossing and be done. The terrain does vary depending on which way you go. Right now you can see we're in a bit of a sweet valley. It's pretty and green. Gentle hills, nothing hard to climb. You can also cross-country ski here in the winter, so this would be a fun little area to go through with skis. Earlier in the year we were here, and it had been quite wet, and the mosquitoes were pretty thick. And today, at least in this area, the mosquitoes are not that bad. Right here, if we were to go right, it makes it into those loops you can see up there on the top. And they're fine, but it's a little dry. Bailey and I are actually going to scamper to the left so we can get closer to the water and see what's happening out that way. I'll put the address to the park in the description, of course. And if you've got another park you think we should be visiting, make sure you leave a comment so we know where to head. There's a lot of wildlife that you can see. Bailey was just watching a squirrel. We hear lots of birds. Once again, you'll see the signs are plentiful, and they've got great information so you can figure out where you want to head. This is kind of an interesting spot in the trail. Notice the planted pine trees, and then immediately over here, it becomes a normal forest where things just happen instead of being planted. So keep an eye on the upper right-hand corner of the video. I'm going to start posting a few polls, just asking you questions like maybe which music you prefer and which kind of paths you prefer. Open spaces that are off-leash, or paths like this where it's beautiful, but you got to keep a leash on your puppy. I know this is getting redundant, but I really want to make a point of just how well they mark these paths. They give you so many options to figure out where you are and keep going on the path you are interested in traveling. Couple of interesting things here. This is an awesome depression where the earth is just gone, kind of like a sinkhole. Maybe it's just a valley, but I always find it intriguing. And then if you look off out into the distance, there is a gap, and that is where the water is. So we're almost up to the cool scenic lookouts. And puppy dog was wandering and got herself hung up. Let's fix it, big girl. Right here, if we went left, we would be on our way back to the Hemlock Crossing parking lot. But we're gonna go across the cool bridges and check out the water views and enjoy our trip just a little bit longer. The cattails are so large you can't see the water from this location. I know it's there because I've seen people paddle in it. But at the moment, Bailey and I just have to go by the little bit of water you can see at the edges and then our prior knowledge. This low spot also intrigues me. Some sort of muck. It's got a different kind of brown, probably because of the trees in there. Those look like maybe cedar, which I think have a tannin in it that makes it brown. And there's a lot of leaves in the bottom too from the oaks. Some of the trees out here are amazing. This pine tree is just crazy large. Makes you wonder just how old it is. There's a little bit of proof that the path is not totally smooth. There goes a deer. 2 of them up there. Once you get to the water, keep an eye out for the river overlooks. These are the neat little places where they've got little benches that you can sit on and check out the cool views. Alrighty friends, so as you can see, it has been a good algae here on the Pine River. Alright, so this chunk is closer to the entrance of Pine Bend, and when Bailey and I recorded that tree was still attached and standing. But sometime during the past month, that little bugger snapped off and down she fell. Also gonna mention the private land markers. That is on private property, so as you're wandering out here, make sure you keep an eye out and stay on the marked paths. If you take the lower paths, there's actually this sweet bridge that walks all the way through the low spot that I showed you from back up on that hill a while ago. Alrighty friends, so we have got Bailey back to the exit and we're moving towards our car. There is also a trail off to the right that is paved and takes you to a real cool nature area. We're not going to make that trip today, but that is one you can explore. I guess before I close, I do want to point out that we are using this as a dog park, but it is a multi-use park. The boat launch out near the front is an awesome place for families and people that are interested in canoeing and kayaking. There's also a tiny little pavilion where you could have a little bit of a cookout. And it's just a beautiful area to come hang out and experience nature and do some good hiking. So my friends, if you found the video useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you got a question, comment, or a suggestion, or maybe even someplace we should check out, add it in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit the notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from Bailey and I. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.